Right now, man, I just want to get busy, man. Okay. I'm active, man. That's the correct.
And you look skinny.
Get back in the ring like sometime in December before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends, so got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're gonna get another fight in, and
Who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone.
Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy, man.
Okay.
I'm active, man. That's the correct.
And you look skinny.
Get back in the ring like sometime in December before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends, so got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're gonna get another fight in, and
Who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone.
Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy, man.
Okay.
I'm active, man. That's the correct.
And you look skinny.
Get back in the ring like sometime in December before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends, so got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're gonna get another fight in, and
Who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone.
Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy, man.
Okay.
I'm active, man. That's the correct.
And you look skinny.
Get back in the ring like sometime in December before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends, so got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're gonna get another fight in, and
Who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone.
Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy, man.
Okay.
I'm active, man. That's the correct.
And you look skinny.
Get back in the ring like sometime in December before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends, so got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're gonna get another fight in, and
Who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone.
Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy, man.
Okay.
I'm active, man. That's the correct.
And you look skinny.
Get back in the ring like sometime in December before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends, so got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're gonna get another fight in, and
Who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone.
Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy, man.
Okay.
I'm active, man. That's the correct.
And you look skinny.
Get back in the ring like sometime in December before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends, so got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're gonna get another fight in, and
Who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone.
Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy, man.
Okay.
I'm active, man. That's the correct.
And you look skinny.
get back in the ring like sometime in December before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends, so got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're gonna get another fight in, and
Who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone.
Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy, man.
Okay.
I'm active, man. That's the correct.
And you look skinny.
get back in the ring like sometime in December before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends, so got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're gonna get another fight in, and
Who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone.
Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy, man.
Okay.
I'm active, man. That's the correct.
And you look skinny.
get back in the ring like sometime in December before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends, so got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're gonna get another fight in, and
Who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone.
Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy, man.
Okay.
I'm active, man. That's the correct.
And you look skinny.
get back in the ring like sometime in December before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends, so got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're gonna get another fight in, and
Who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone.
Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy, man.
Okay.
I'm active, man. That's the correct.
And you look skinny.
get back in the ring like sometime in December before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends, so got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're gonna get another fight in, and
Who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone.
Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy, man.
Okay.
I'm active, man. That's the correct.
And you look skinny.
get back in the ring like sometime in December before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends, so got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're gonna get another fight in, and
Who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone.
Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy, man.
Okay.
I'm active, man. That's the correct.
And you look skinny.
get back in the ring like sometime in December before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends, so got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're gonna get another fight in, and
Who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone.
Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy, man.
Okay.
I'm active, man. That's the correct.
And you look skinny.
get back in the ring like sometime in December before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends, so got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're gonna get another fight in, and
Who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone.
Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy, man.
Okay.
I'm active, man. That's the correct.
But you look skinny. Would you?
Get back in the ring like sometime in December before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends. So got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're gonna get another fight in. And
Who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone.
Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy, man.
Okay.
I'm active, man. That's the correct.
But you look skinny. Would you?
get back in the ring like sometime in December before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends. So got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're gonna get another fight in. And
Who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone.
Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy, man.
Okay.
I'm active, man. That's the correct.
But you look skinny. Would you?
get back in the ring like sometime in December before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends. So got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're gonna get another fight in. And
Who do you want to fight? Anybody? You can fight anyone.
Honestly, right now, man, I just want to get busy, man.
Okay.
I'm active, man. That's the correct.
But you look skinny. Would you?
get back in the ring like sometime in December before the year ends, man. I got to get a fight before the year ends. So got one in talking an hour, and before the year ends, we're gonna get another fight in. And
What's up? What's up? What's up? Can a player keep in touch, man? What's up? What's up? What's up, man? Who we got in the chat? We got Cortex. What's up? What's up? Dre's Finest, JP, Ira JQ, Keno, K Dub, Birdman. I appreciate you guys coming through early and often. Without further ado, the gentleman, the award-winning student, big bro, Lincoln Curtis Gerald Hawthorne, ladies and gentlemen. Hawthorne. Lincoln Curtis Gerald Hawthorne, ladies and gentlemen. Hawthorne. Yep, go ahead. Thank you. Perfect. All right. Can you put the fan on one? Hit it one time. Yeah. Push it. Push it. Yeah. Thank you. Close the door. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. All right, man. We on with the show, man. I appreciate y'all coming through, man. And y'all saw the preview, man. Y'all saw the preview. Oh, man. We Fred, you a hater. You a hater for telling the truth. How sad is that? I'm a hater. Now, everybody, every tongue must confess, every knee must bow, and they must say, Frederick Hawthorne been telling the truth for a while. Hey, Al Haven out here destroying these black men careers, man. These black and brown fighters can't get a date. Oh, JROC coming back at 160, he said. And they said they're going to fight this year. JROC and Chris Areola said they're going to fight this year. Who wants to bet me that they're not going to fight this year? Anyone want to bet? I'm placing bets. Who wants to bet? Put your money where your mouth is. You believe in Al Haymon. Put your money where your mouth is. If you believe in Al Haymon that much, I need you to cash at me your bet, and I'll hold on to it. Anybody want to bet? Or y'all just talking? And two, we got the Kanye West situation, man. This goes to show you, man, there is no black culture, man. Zero, zilts, nada. It's no black. Y'all, was it FBA, ADOS, and we got Corey Lee. You know what I mean? Like it's not here. It's unrealistic. We think it is, but it's not. It's been bought. We don't have culture, man. And we are afraid to admit it. We are afraid to admit it, man. And we just sit here and pretend that everything is okay. And we're just ADOS and FBA. And is there any other? They got some Corey, no, what's his name? What's the nigga's name? Umar Johnson's. And no, it's at your dinner table, y'all. This is proof. Black men have no voice. Black men are powerless. Diddy, and who? Diddy, LeBron James, their own brother, fuck up their money. That's simply it. They don't want to mess up their money. No, I'm not gonna play the long game. I'm gonna play the short game. You know what I mean? And right now, it's about me. And people asking me, is Kanye West the perfect candidate? Nobody is. But I tell you what, someone got to say what he's saying. Someone has to. We cowards, man. I told you, us as a collective, we're cowards, because how do we put up with so much suppression, oppression for so long? We talking about from the college universities to the corner office, man. We're cowards, man. The fact that NORE is on an apology tour because his boss says, no, you got to take that shit down. Oh, and that shit came down, didn't it? Oh, it came down. Well, you talk about motherfucking cowards, man. And I told you we are cowards because I told you when I wanted to confront the business of boxing, no nigga came with me. No, not one. Not one. We talk all this hotep black shit online, but we not black in real life. I am Kanye West of boxing. I am. But nobody wanted to come with me. Fuck making a video, nigga. Show up. Get a plane ticket. Show up. Nah, we ain't gonna do that shit. Nah, we gonna make you look out to be crazy. How the fuck am I crazy and I done built the fucking empire? How is Kanye West crazy and he's the richest black man in boxing? How am I crazy and I'm probably the richest journalist in boxing? Excuse me, the wealthiest. I'm not counting other people's pockets, so I'm gonna say arguably. How am I crazy? I kept my family together. How the fuck is Fred crazy? They don't want y'all. They don't want no independent thinkers. Wait till y'all find out Al Haymon has a boss. Oh, it's gonna break y'all little black hearts, huh? Oh, it's gonna break y'all little. Al Haymon ain't no boss. He ain't putting up his own money. Diddy ain't no boss. They talking that boss shit because they rich. They got a lot of money, and y'all fell into the trap. You want your sons and daughters to be famous. You don't want them to have power. We saw in real time parents sell their kids off to R. Kelly for fame and fortune. The parents should be in jail right along with R. Kelly. Kanye West, crazy. How the fuck you crazy? And you can articulate that much for 2.5, 3 hours. Oh, he crazy now. Oh, he crazy. This is one of the worst days. You're literally watching Martin Luther King. I'm not comparing them to, but you're literally watching Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks get their death threat to the world. You're literally watching it in real time. They got a public death threat today. And we sitting here like everything is hunky-dory. Fred is fucking crazy. Nigga, I wanted to take on the establishment of boxing and no nigga came with me. No nigga. None. None. It's too many to call them out. None of them, niggas. None of them. But we want to talk that black shit. I know everybody black. Everybody black. Everybody black. Smoke weed, drink, all that shit. Well, we black. Oh, that's the proudest shit ever. Oh, yeah. We proud. I'm not saying I agree with Kanye, but the mission that Kanye West is on needs to be had. Now, you know what's going to happen next year? Or what? It's going to happen forever through perpetuity. Black artists and entertainers going to complain about their contracts. Oh, man, I don't own my masters, man. The white man made me sign this contract, and now I don't own shit. My family can't eat. I'm going to die broke. What Meek Mill say? I ain't made no money off my records. Scissor, is her name Scissor? Scissor says she got over 100 songs and she's waiting for it to, and she waiting for it to drop. She waiting to get permission. Needless to say, Scissor did her first album in one of my properties. You know, shameless plug. But the point I want to make is she says she has over 100 songs. We literally watching us get lynched. Kanye is a representation of all of us. Who cares if you don't agree with him? Freedom of speech is so important. We cowards at the end of the day. I wish somebody would show me. Man, listen, I'm the freest man in boxing, man. That's all I'm saying. If you want to condense this to boxing, ain't nobody tougher than me. No, you can't be. I want to see you put $100,000 on the line for truth. Because Martin Luther King says silence is a sin. And we literally watched today Kanye West get a death threat, a public death threat. A public death threat. And it's okay. It's okay. Oh, it's a public death threat. Oh, for sure. We seen it with our own eyes. And guess who's helping? NORE, Diddy, LeBron James, Maverick Carter. Now I want these millions. I want these millions to come in. And fuck that, man. We cowards, man. We cowards, man. I have no respect. I'm serious, man. I'm serious. Feel free to come on in, man, because I'm very interested in how y'all articulate this. Oh man, it's one of the worst things ever. JROC says inactivity is a career killer. Inactivity is a career killer. And y'all niggas still think Al Haymon is your savior. Y'all niggas are weird. Y'all weirdos, man. Y'all fucking weirdos. Go ahead, man.
What up, Fred? How you feeling, brother?
Feeling good.
Good, man. I listening to you, man. You spitting all facts, man. You know, all facts. I just want to enhance on the argument and the points that you making, man. You said that there is no black culture. There's definitely a black culture, alive and well. It's just not the one being broadcasted to the masses. Like I always tell people, this shit that they give us in the media with this entertainment life is not real. It's there to distract, it's there to cause disruption, and it's there to confuse and lie to you. What do they put on it to make you to give it such an allure? They put a price tag on it. You want this money, nigga? This is the buffoonery you gotta bow down to and subject yourself to. That's what I always say. Fuck all them entertainers. I don't give a fuck about none of them niggas and none of them bitches. Just like that. Fuck all of them. Because they all bow down. Even when you hear, like, I like Kanye. When Kanye first came out, he was my favorite rapper at that time. Early 2000s. I was in middle school, going to high school. Kanye West was my dog, man. I knew about him when he was working on the Jay-Z albums in the late 90s. I knew about all that. And the man got compromised, man. His integrity got compromised. But right now he's always been conflicted. And he always been on the line. And he's trying to, like, why you think him and Jay-Z like broke up? Like they split. Cause Kanye like, nah, nigga, I'm not really like you influenced me to come on that side of the fence. But like I'm still a man, like I'm still with the people. So he trying to find ways to get back to his old self, man. But he got front row tickets to the evil of the industry, man. Like, so he affected on a different level, man. Like my boy posted some on Kanye today. He made a post, man. And I responded to him. He said, I'm gonna go to this post. He said, it was a picture of Kanye on Drink Champs, and he said, a lot of y'all niggas agree with him. And I said, some days Kanye speaks some real shit. Then other days he makes you think like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? I said, Kanye fighting bodybuilding demons though. That nigga fighting some strong demons. And he trying to rid himself of it, but once you play with the devil, nigga, he gonna make sure he make your life a living hell and miserable. And it's hard for Kanye to lose himself for that. But he's still trying to find ways to still connect with the people, man, because he still got a conscience left, man. You know, so he's conflicted, man. And I think that he's strategically doing what he's doing these days because he's trying to put himself in a position to run for presidency, I believe. So it makes sense for him to get right with the program during these midterm elections to do exactly what he's doing because he give himself a 2-year head start. Like, I understand, like, I get what he's doing, you know? But, yeah, we definitely got a culture, man. I'm not going to ever X out, the integrity of real black men and real black people, man. But I've just never subscribed to this shit that's being pushed by the masses and these entertainers, man. They are social influencers, dude. They are created figures to keep black people in check. As a whole, it's to keep black people in check and keep your level of mentally operating in this society, in this world, at a minimum. Like I told you before, Fred, we had countless hours of conversations about this, even when you was doing what you was doing. And I used to say, Fred, man, you doing the right thing, but you ain't gonna get none of these niggas to jump on the team on your left and your right to go at it, because these are the motherfuckers that really need to be, pushing these fighters. If they really want to make a change, they gotta push. They gotta be on the front line as well. But ain't nobody none of these niggas is gonna forfeit a check. The money got them. Point blank period. I told you, I seen it too. It's no such thing as honest business ethic, man. When the money get tied into it, man, nigga will sell out his own mama. Nigga sell out his own mama. I seen it.
Remember Jay dropped that verse? We were so happy poor, but when we got rich, that's when signals got crossed and we got flipped. Like, if you really look at this from a paradigm perspective, to me, this is what I see. I see a married black man that was married and that is, quote unquote, trying to bring Christian values, quote unquote. And then the establishment has been teaching black people for so long, you don't need marriage. See, I'm gonna show you who didn't get canceled, right? D Wade didn't get canceled, even though he flipped his son to a girl, right? Even though even though you've seen your highest other celebrities that are black, they've shown you the degenerate behavior. The degenerate behavior is promoted by them people. So them people pushed it with those people that they use. Young Thug in the dress, right?
Yeah.
Young Thug with the Rico, right? Young Thug get the Rico after Leor sells the label, right? Leor sells the label, walks away. Young Thug, gonna everybody go down, right? So murder rap, death rap, all that can sell by us. But as soon as he says our name, we shutting this whole interview down. Take it off the web right now, right? And then not only Kanye didn't even apologize, nor he apologized for what Kanye said on his show, right? Right? And then it just shows you, this goes right back to showing you that, quote unquote, white lives matter. See, that shows you that, just watch this, black lives don't matter because y'all don't care about them, because y'all love the murder rap that we sell y'all. Y'all killed Nipsey, right? Y'all killed Nipsey. He dead. Y'all don't care nothing about him. Y'all killed him and y'all still killing in LA like that, right? See, it just proves it. All the kings from the East go to die in the West, right? Big, Smoke, all that, right? So, I mean, I just want to know what I'm lying about, what's going on. So at the end of the day, right, I'm going to give you Kodak Black, and you're going to think he a good rapper today. Mumbling, right? Watch this, L. They removed the consciousness of rap. NORE used to be a rapper that came up in that time on the East Coast. 5%ers, Nations of Gods and Earth, Islam, all that in New York, right? They flipped it over, turned the table over, brought you murder rap, death rap, no more conscious rap, and I'm going to dumb it down. But then the guy that came back and brought us College Dropout comes back to the people and says, hey, this is wrong. I'm bringing family values back. Then they say, nah, nigga, we don't want no family values.
Right.
We don't want no family values. We want to be LGBTQI plus A and all that.
Because that's not what you signed up for, nigga. You didn't sign up to get a people consciousness, nigga. We took you from that and made you the billionaire you are because of the contract you signed to do our work, nigga.
Yeah. And cause look, the duality, the funny thing is this, right, L? I made this point the other day and I called Dr. Fuller a doctor, right? And the reason I did that, because I know he's got a doctorate, right? So look, black people don't respect black people that achieve philosophical or university studies. They disrespect them. Black people respect 50 Cent, right? Black people respect Supreme, right? BMF, right? You can't respect your scholars. They don't care about no Dr. King and Malcolm X, man. Yeah. Don't give a damn about that, man. They ain't never even read their autobiographies, man. Care nothing about that. They want to hear murder, death, rap. And I think I sent that to you early, Fred, where JT the Bigger Figure was talking about when they met with the NOI about the rap that they wanted them to promote. And they basically told them, we want murder, more death on this, man. You need to have more killing in this rap, right? You need to have more of that in this rap. So they bought into it and they sold it back to their people. And now T.I. mad at Charleston White because his son is a gangster. Think about how culturally that don't even sound right. Like little Billy in the suburbs that lives in the suburbs is now some kind of gated community gangster, right? So you gated community, you got security, and you a gangster, right? So Boosie's son is a gangster, right? So like this don't even make psychological sense. You move your kids up ladders because you have the ability to. And once you move up those ladders and escape that space, you try to help other people escape the space. But see, T.I. and Boosie is going against Charleston White because he's telling the truth. And they're telling us, no, we want the status quo. We want to still be niggas.
Right. Like, I don't understand these niggas, man. They work so hard to get out the hood just to go back to the hood and be part of that same filth.
Right.
That same disgust mentally.
I let Tavion off, and then
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening to you.
Again, Sarkeesian after Tavion. Go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. But like I'm from Seattle area and stuff like that. And I'm a young guy. I'm only like 32 years old. And like I did a lot of promoting with concerts. I run my own promotion company. I did shows with like Nipsey and all the stuff and like the game and all the stuff. And what I understood, like even dealing with like the head guys like Leor. Leor sold 300 Entertainment, and then he's the head of YouTube. So he was looking for the bigger picture, and he knew industry was in and out. So he still controls the narrative about everything that's going on. These guys are all just like Fred always says, like with Al Haymon and stuff like that. Once you sign the contract and take the advance, you're not even looking at the paperwork or nothing. And then they use their influence, and then they create all this stuff that is an illusion, and it's all fake. And then everybody runs for it. So you're looking at T.I.'s son and stuff like that. These kids are looking at it. They think it's popular and it's cool. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, you know what I'm saying, it's destroying the community. But then T.I.'s an activist one day, and then he's a street guy one day. So everything Charleston White says is right on. Even the stuff with Kanye West with NORE. I think NORE wanted to really run the interview, and then they really took it down. Like, and then he tried to control the narrative. He should have just stood on his, you know what I mean, on his shield and took what came with it. But I don't think NORE had power over that. I think like Revolt and stuff like that took that interview down.
Well, I'll bring in some Sarkeesian. Go ahead, Sarkeesian.
Hey Fred, thank you for having me on once again, man. Y'all call me Sev. I got a YouTube channel on Combat Sports Media. But anyway, you guys are having an excellent, worthwhile conversation. And the gentleman 5 minutes ago that was speaking about Kanye West and how, you know, he was getting friendly with Jay-Z, and he has a lot of friends on the quote unquote dark side. And basically, in my opinion, that guy word for word couldn't have said it any better. And I just want to reiterate and say that Kanye West is a dumbass that is realizing all the mistakes that he's made in the past, including sacrificing his mother for fame and glory, because that's what that guy at the time really wanted. That's all he wanted when he was young, was fame and glory and white bitches with a fat ass. Those are the three things that he wanted, and he was willing to do anything to get those three things, and that's what he did. And now, over a decade later, he's in shambles mentally because of that. That's not something you could just wipe off your shoulder and keep walking. You know what I mean? So he's still dealing with the death of his mother because he's responsible for it. And now he's trying to make up for it, and he's trying to do good in the world. And he's also smarter now than he was back then. And he's seen a lot of shit than he did, through the last 10 years. Especially, I'm Armenian, but a witch is a witch. Kim Kardashian is a witch. Okay, so being married to a witch, dabbling with those. Huh?
How can we say he sacrificed his mom though?
That's my opinion.
I lost my father. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was 25, I'm like 5 years ago and stuff like that. And the mental health and stuff that comes with that type of stuff is like you might go through ups and downs, but like to throw it like he sacrificed, like. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can we say that he killed his mom?
You know what? There's no proof. There's no proof that he did that.
But you can't say it if it ain't no proof. That's like,
but that's my opinion. That's my opinion. And even if you want to ignore that part, the gentleman that was talking earlier still said it best. He was dabbling with the dark side. He was making alliances with dark people that are just there to not just keep black people down, but keep everybody down. We got to remember, everybody looks up to rappers, not just the hood, not just the black community, and everybody that's in the mainstream, whether it's in music, television, what have you, is there to influence masses. And who are they influencing the masses for? I like to call them the 1%, maybe. It ain't a black thing. It ain't a white thing. It's a class thing. And the 1% own all the media. The 1% produce all the movies, all the shows, and all the mainstream music, including Kanye West albums that everybody listened to. So he was a puppet for the 1%, just like all those celebrities are. Yep. Just like his ex-wife is. And now he wants to break out of that. And he's been wanting to for a while. But once you're in that, it's difficult to break out of it. Kind of like being in the mob. So now he's doing his best to quote unquote make the world a better place to the best of his abilities. Because in my opinion, I think he feels guilty of what he's done in the past. Whether you want to agree with the thing about his mom or not, we could all agree that he didn't contribute to anything positive for the first 10 years of his career, because all his music did was make girls into hoes and glorify things that we shouldn't be glorifying. And obviously you could pick out much worse influences than Kanye West, but right now we're talking about Kanye West. And I just think that he regrets all of that because he has a conscience within him, and he's also smarter than he was back then. And I think this is what it's about. And as for like NORE taking the video, the interview down and all that shit, I think it's hilarious. Number one, I didn't even watch the interview, and I was never gonna watch the interview, but I could already tell that he must have said some real shit because it's not taken down. It's taken down. There's only one reason why they take things down.
On. My man, you gotta go listen to it, because just taking our perspective from it is one thing. If you listen to it yourself, you get your own analysis. I don't think you should go by what we say or what somebody else say.
Oh no, I won't.
I'm gonna say this.
I do think he did say some real shit, though. I'm sure of that because they took it down.
Listen. I'm gonna say this. Censorship is dangerous. When they can censor a billionaire, you're next. Yep. Right? That's basically what that's symbolizing to you. Yep. So for all the people that's like, yeah, I'm glad they took it down, that's what they're gonna see, and that's what they're gonna do next. Because it's an opposing point of view. And for somebody to have an opposing point of view, see, they never censored all the rap music where they killing brothers every week.
Of course not.
That ain't been censored yet.
Of course.
So I'm trying to figure out why
his
that's cool
influence
to play
is
that.
too powerful, though. He know too much. They're gonna ban him off all social media, off everything. He's gonna be just like Donald Trump when they're about to take him off everything for sure. They're about to permanently ban him.
If you promote killing,
Twitter,
doing drugs, if you promote killing, doing drugs, and basically anything bad, you're not. No one's gonna get in your way. You're gonna get promoted. But once you start talking about things that actually benefit people and actually benefit the community, that's when you're gonna get cut off. So that's why, without watching the interview, I already know he must have said some good things because they took the interview down. Or else, why would they take it down? The only reason why they take shit down is if someone says something helpful for the world or for the community.
Yeah, y'all want to know what the most dangerous and like basically manipulative narratives that we've seen of this age? It's conspiracy. The conspiracy theory. I'm gonna tell you why. If you notice, everybody says this or that is a conspiracy. Everything is a conspiracy. And a conspiracy is widely known and accepted as something that's automatically deemed false. You don't have to have, that's just like it's automatically deemed false. A conspiracy theory, when you hear about a conspiracy theory, oh, it's false. Even if a person is giving you raw facts that we can like clearly see, that's a conspiracy theory. Now watch this. This is how deceptive the media is. And this media is influenced by Satan and his demons. They're a lot stronger and smarter than we are. Now understand this. Watch this. If I tell you everything is a conspiracy theory and I give you freedom of speech to say anything, everybody can say anything they want. They can talk about their truth. That's another thing. My truth. That mixes up in the conversation as well. Watch this. If I label everything as a conspiracy theory, I can hide the truth right in front of you. And you know what you're gonna think? It's a conspiracy theory. I don't understand why people don't think. My boy from Bone Thugs and Harmony came out and said this, and a lot of other rappers corroborate this same story about how he had been in a meeting where with all these execs about the rap industry promoting death music. Like that was their goal, to promote this death music, and you was getting blackballed if you wasn't promoting death, if you wasn't making death tracks and violence and shit, talking about drugs and calling women bitches and just deteriorating a whole group of people and just all negativity. People think that's a conspiracy theory. Like, why can't you understand? Like, how is that not like easily understood to exist?
That happened with Fred. Fred, not to say that, but Fred was telling the truth for so long about boxing. He invested his own money, went to all this stuff and was saying that, and they thought he was a conspiracy theorist. Fred switched up, but Fred knew what was going on, ins and outs of the business, and then was trying to give people informative information, and they called him a conspiracy theorist.
Of course.
But Kanye says he's saying some truth to some stuff that he has, and not all of it. It might not be factual, but some of the stuff that he says has some truth to it. It's not a conspiracy theory, and everybody runs him off. But it's the same type of stuff. But Kanye gets, you know what I mean? He's more powerful, and he's more crazier because the way he goes out. But they said the same thing about Fred on a lower scale when he was talking about boxing the ins and outs.
Hey, Mr. Murphy, this is what happened too. You notice that they sent him on the NORE on the apology tour, and if you listen to the Breakfast Club interview, NORE's apologizing for Kanye, but they're using Charlemagne to tell him to take the video.
Exactly my point, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, people need to realize what Charlemagne is.
He's a puppet. He's a puppet and an enemy of mankind. That's what Charlemagne is. He's the enemy of mankind.
He has no power. He works for, you know what I'm saying? He works for them people, and all them people are in different entities, but they're all under one structure, bro. Like, it's the same stuff.
Mr. Murphy, did you notice what Kanye said about the contracts? He said something similar to what Fred be talking about on the contracts.
It's the same thing.
Kanye said basically, I want to lay my contracts out and show y'all contracts and show what's not supposed to be in these contracts. Make sure they take that. Make sure they take that video.
Did you hear what he said about the Jews? That's why they took it off. He was talking about the Jews. He was talking about all the Jews.
I heard it all.
And he compared the Jews to the black people. What makes the black people different from the Jews that control the whole industry and everything? He gave you gems and the stuff on why the stuff is the way that it is, and nobody want to talk about that. He's talking about the Jews. The Jews run the whole.
Hey, Mr. Murphy, bro. Mr. Murphy, did you hear what he said? He said this too. Before, okay, Fred, I'm gonna drop after this. He basically said, have you ever seen a black person have a quote unquote Jewish person under contract under them?
Exactly.
They never answered the question.
Never.
And then NORE kept trying to skate it over. And if you go watch the interview,
NORE wants to keep getting paid. That's why.
Yeah. So look,
right. Let me bring Deacon in. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. NORE skated over that, but then NORE did this too.
He know.
Hold on, Murphy. This is what NORE did. NORE did this too, though. If you look at that video closely, about an hour and 20 something in, they edited it. Exactly. It was an edit. They did an edit when he asked them something, and they switched questions real quick, and it went to something else. It was like an hour and 22 minutes in. It's an edit on it, and
I know exactly what you're talking about.
They edited that.
Yep. And
then we can fall back. Go ahead, Deacon.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on, Fred? And what's up to the panel?
What up, Dick?
What's happening? I spoke about some of these things that the white gentleman was speaking of. You know, I wanted to go in on a lot of things, but I know people would not believe it. I wouldn't have believed it had I not seen these things. Those same type of deals was offered to me when I left this country and went to another. And I went for something else. But when I got into the room, it was $2 million in American cash waiting on me. And I'm like, well, what's going on here? They say, that's $2 million cash. And it's for you. I say, for me? My mind is blown. What the hell did I do to come over here and get $2 million? Well, they say, how many kids do you have? I say, I got 4. What's up? Well, the $2 million is for you. You take 2, and the spirit takes 2. I say, hell no, bro. I didn't come over here for that. And they didn't force me or try to twist my arm or anything. Okay, after that went by, they went to, I don't want to say too much, but I seen a lot of things. And what this man is saying is true, because when I did get back to America, I heard a popular rapper rapping about the exact same things that I had just seen and experienced. So I knew right then and there, that this guy had took the deal. You know what I'm saying? And the way that works is when you say sacrifice your family, a lot of people think that you give your family over right then and there or whatever. That's not how that works. See, it goes to a spirit. All right. And that spirit that's in control of that will choose how they receive that sacrifice. Be it somebody coming in your home 5, 6, 10 years later, or the next week, or what have you, and murder your whole entire family or whatever. There's so many different ways that can play out.
Hey, that's
man,
true.
I'm being
That's true,
serious.
dude.
I can
Hey,
actually.
I think you're being serious too, D. Go ahead, finish the story.
I can. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to CVS tomorrow, and I'm gonna print out some of my photos on my trip, and I'll show you. And the guy that I went to go see is like a brother to me. This man is a billionaire, mad money. And I've seen the pictures all around the bottom of this table where he went to doing this thing, this ritual. The table went to spinning around in the air, jumping off the ground, up in the air, spinning around. And a voice. You see how you hear my voice speaking? Imagine all of us in the room, and this voice is speaking loud and clear and speaking in French, right? But there's nobody, there's no physical presence, but you hear this loud and clear. All right. And when all that was done, they asked me that I wanted to see the 6-head woman. Hey man, no, that was too much. Okay, now I'm speeding through this because this is a long process. So I'm speeding through it. So later on that night, we went to the graveyard, and it was about 40 or 45 of us in this huge circle. And they was repeating something in French and just repeating it. And my brother was standing beside me. He said, man, whatever you do not look this thing in the eye. Bruh.
Well, I have a question. Was this before or after you said no to the 2 million?
This happened after.
Okay. All
right. The thing with the 2 million happened damn near as soon as I got off the plane. We went in. I took showers, got out of the clothes or whatever, got dressed down so I can get comfortable, get ready to go and hang out and doing whatever.
Okay.
But okay, well anyway, go back to the graveyard, right? They did this thing, and this thing had on this all over black, like it was like a hoodie from the top of the head all the way down like, you know what I mean? And there was a hollow voice coming from this thing speaking in French. It had no face, but it had a face, but it had no face. And I never seen this type of voice before. I mean, I never heard this type of voice before. It was like a hollow voice. Anyway, after that went away, it floated towards me like a foot from the ground. Floated. It made a beeline straight for me. I used my peripheral to look. I didn't look it directly, but I just could not let this thing approach me and I not look at it. You feel me? and anyway, that I'm speeding along. So now we go up on this thing where they was doing this thing again. And bruh, I seen this fire come. I never seen this type of fire before. Never seen this type. It was a different type of fire. All right. And this huge figure came out of the grave, out of the ground. Right. And everybody had to go up to it and rub its leg. And when I got up to it, I touched it. It went to speaking really fast. And it had like a staff in his hand. It pushed me on my shoulder. I said, what's going on? He said, man, he's telling you to get back, that you are dangerous. I didn't realize in the moment what he was talking about, but I was covered the whole time. So after all that said and done, God spoke to me that he was protecting me. It ain't that I was some badass or that I was dangerous. Touch not my anointed, do my prophet no harm. I was going through some things, although they was trying to kill my family with voodoo. See, if I got shot before, I can't go to Fred and ask Fred to do surgery on me because he's not a surgeon. He don't specialize in that. So I had to go to someone who specialize in. I don't want to harm anybody. I just want that to go back to wherever it came from. That's all.
Can I ask you a question, D? Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
And be honest. It's okay. You can be honest. I believe you experienced this, brother. I don't care what nobody think. I believe you experienced this. But I'm gonna ask you. I believe you, brother. I'm not gonna even bullshit you and hold you. I believe you experienced this. But I'm gonna ask you this, and be honest with me. The reason why you experienced this was based on your curiosity, correct?
No, absolutely not.
In order for you to be there, you have to have curiosity about that lifestyle.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Let me bring in Ant Fresh. I gotta bring these guys in, and then you can come back. Go ahead, Ant Fresh. Ant Fresh. All right, let me bring in.
What's that got to do with Kanye?
My phone's about to die, man.
I was finna go. That's okay. That's why I don't like talking about this, because it's.
Yeah, we didn't get the final verdict.
No, I know exactly where you was going with it, Deacon.
I know where you're going with it too.
Kanye and all them guys, they didn't experience the same thing.
Yeah, but let them finish this story
on a higher level. Go ahead, D.
And I'll bring you in, Mr. Henderson.
Okay.
Hey, guys. Nice talking to y'all, all right? My phone's about to die.
Peace, man. Yes, sir.
Take care, brother.
The reason why I went over there, right? The area that I was living in, I had a lot of things, and I've always had a lot of things. I threw bricks at the chain gang for a long time to support my family. Okay, but jealousy is a beast. I didn't do anything to anyone, but it was 5 people in my circle that was living around me that was attacking me and my family with voodoo. I knew it was something unnaturally happening. It was not natural. This was something demonic. So I went to the pastor, prayed, and he said that these folks was working and they couldn't hurt me because I was spiritually on another level. But what happens is they go to the weakest link, the weakest thing next to you that you love the most, that being my wife and my children.
And okay. Deacon, are you Haitian, if I may ask, or were the people you dealing with Haitian?
I got Haitian in the family. I'm not Haitian. And I had never done anything listen, bro, I'm telling you, this God he put me on a journey to show me something. This is what I'm telling you. Okay. They couldn't hurt me, so they tried to take her out. It was like a thick pool of blood from the road all the way through my driveway, all the way up to my front door. I used ammonia. I used everything to try to remove that blood. It didn't want to go anywhere. My wife, her face was melting off the bone in her face. I damn near had a heart attack. She seen the fear in my face and asked me what was wrong. I grabbed her and took her to the mirror. She down there passed out. I said, no, let's call on Jesus. We went to calling on Jesus. We just went to call. I went to praying for her, and I said, pray with me. Instantly, her face began to straighten up. Instantly. So anyway, knowing that we was dealing with these demonic spirits, I needed to go to somebody who specialized in that. So I went to Fort Lauderdale to one of my homies that paint all my cars and all this. And I'm telling you, I knew this dude for about damn near 20 years. And I thought he was a Haitian, but he wasn't. He's Jamaican. He just looked Haitian. And I apologized to him for that. And I say, man, I need somebody to know something about this. He said, man, I don't even rock like this, man, but I'm gonna do this for you. So I got hooked up with the homie who was in the building next down from him, and dude, like, man, you are blessed, bro. You got lucky, man. This man don't usually be in America like this here. Perfect timing, bro. So we met up with dude. He agreed to help me. He went to my home, and that's when he went to doing his thing and telling me that it was 5 people around me trying to destroy me because this was stemming from jealousy, envy, hatred. These folks hated my guts. And I give a person my last, man. You can do whatever you want to do to me, man. Don't try to harm my family, bro. Don't do that, bro. You feel me? So He said, what I'm gonna do for you, and mind you, I was a hustler at the time. Bruh, my phone had stopped ringing. Nobody was calling me. My money had dried up. Nobody wanted to be around me. All of the bad things. He said, what I'm finna do for you is gonna work for you for only 30 days. He said, after 30 days, it's not gonna work anymore. I need for you to go to go get you a passport and come to Haiti and see me. Bruh, like clockwork. Before that man left my house good, my phone started ringing. I'm talking about ringing off the hook, right? So after 30 days, like clockwork, that phone stopped ringing. Everything went back the way it was. I knew then I got to go get my passport. I got to go get this passport. So I went and got the passport, and I went, and that's when they had the 2 million waiting on me. And I'm like, bro, I didn't come here for that. So it was not curiosity. It was me fighting for the survival of my family, fighting against the.
Do you understand something? Do you understand, Deacon, that all of that was tied into the same demonic forces?
I'm finna show you something, right? I'm gonna tie it up real quick because I know this is a show and it's not about me, but I'm finna just wrap it up. Once I got over there, you know, I told you about what happened in the office, and I told you how the demons came out of the grave, right? Pushed me back, told me I was dangerous, this, that, and the third. But in all of that, doing all of that, it went right back to the way it was. God wanted to show me there's no one greater than he. I come from the prayer cloth. I come from an anointed mother, grandmother, aunties. That tree, I come from a family tree that is anointed, right? So God wanted to show me, no matter what you're going through, son, I got you. And you're going to know that it is me who's going to bring you out of this. Got back on my knees. It was a struggle. God said, don't matter how hard it gets, don't give up. Keep your faith and trust in me. And I stayed on that path. And just like God, he never let me down. Bro, God gave me double everything that I lost. Double everything that I lost. Double everything that I lost. Everything that I thought in my mind that I lost, because I did not lose anything, because God was always right there, no matter what I've gone through. So quit reaching outside of God, because he got me. He got me and my family. We're still here. And he wanted me to know that. He allowed me to meet certain people so I could go on that trip. It didn't matter, because he was going to show me the lesson that none is greater than he. So yes, people do make those sacrifices. People do those things for money, fortune, and fame, and I've seen it. There's a lot of things that I ain't even speaking of, but I'm telling you. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Mr. Henderson. And then we got Aunt Fresh coming in. Go ahead, Mr. Henderson.
My bad, bro. I ain't mean to get long-winded.
So I imagine, based off the title, we talking about, man, my boy, man, NORE, man, that pressure.
He didn't have no control over that, bro. He tried to interview him when nobody told him not to. He didn't have no power you know what I'm saying? They took that down. He didn't have no power, bro.
Yeah, but it's a shame though. It's a shame though. He did have power though. He did have power. He didn't have power to prevent them from taking that content down, but he didn't have to. Where NORE went wrong was apologizing. NORE could have kept his mouth shut. NORE could have did what Kanye did. Like, hey, it ain't my product. They owned it. They own it. They was offended by it. They took it down. I can't stop them. But
NORE not a billionaire either.
NORE proved the point. He proved the point that you're just saying. He didn't have no power.
No.
He has no power.
The boxers, they can't say what Al Haymon do to him. They don't got the power. Even if
y'all let him finish. Let him finish his thought, y'all. Let's get here.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Henderson.
So Ye proved this point. And seeing as how it got taken down, I think Kanye went over there knowing it was going to get taken down, and that's why he went with the energy. he was pulling their cars. He knew it was gonna get pulled down, and I think it's fucked up. Personally, I think it's fucked up. I think it's fucked up in a different couple ways, like because he definitely used NORE as a pawn, in his game of chess. But I also think it's fucked up that those media platforms are gonna go unchecked. They're gonna go unchecked. They're gonna move with immunity. And I guess it's because you're playing it on their court, though. You know what I'm saying? Like if you take it outside their court. I mean, Fred, it's the shit you talk about too, though.
Yeah, it's pretty similar.
Yeah, it's the exact same shit you talk about. How you the freest man in boxing. Do that mean your grind is slower? You got to put in extra work. Yeah, but you free though. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody come over here and tell Fred to take any of these shits down. You know what I'm saying?
And it's really this simple, man. And this goes with any in every facet of life, man. If whoever wants to challenge the ways of this power structure, you will be silent, especially if you do so on a major level like that, like where you getting through to mass amounts of people, like millions of people. Like you trying to power you trying to challenge this power structure? Nah, we gonna give you a warning first. They gonna warn you one time. That's it. The next thing they gonna do is show you how serious they are. Like if you ain't ready to die and really ready to go all the way, then sometimes you gotta just move in silence. Like you can stand your square, like you can still be a man, you can still stand up for righteousness, but you gotta do so by way of discretion. And you gotta use discernment, man, because when
No,
you
Al, you can't. No, see that? I'll push back on that.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say.
You can't do it with discretion, because doing it with discretion is how that's how they win. And you see,
that's how they stay in power.
No, I'm not saying compromise discretion. I'm saying discretion within your integrity. Like you know the direction in which you want to travel. That's like the quickest way to get from point A to point B is a straight line. But I gotta use discretion because a straight line runs me right through the battlefield. So I understand I might have to go around here. I might have to skip here. I might have to jump here. I might have to walk here. I might have to run here. Like I'm smart enough to see that. That's the discretion I'm talking about, because I'm never gonna be compromised. You're not gonna compromise me. You're not gonna break me. But I understand that me as one man, I'm really powerless, man. I'm limitless. But at the same time, I'm not gonna be compromised by this shit that y'all pushing. So I'm gonna always stand for the truth and what's right. Does that make a little bit more sense?
Yeah, go ahead, Aunt Fresh. Go ahead, Aunt Fresh. Aunt Fresh.
Let me get in on this, Fredro. I've been quiet in the background.
I'm sorry, dog. What's up, man? I'm sorry. How you been, dog?
All good. Listen, man.
Hey, Kyle, please.
It was a rough night at the job last night, man. We had to throw a nigga out so tough. And my homeboy, he threw me and the nigga out at the same time.
But, that's what happened when you lose.
Go ahead, Cal. We waiting on you, man.
Yeah, go ahead, Cal. We waiting on you.
So
thank you.
The thing about the Kanye West Drink Champs thing, I'm kind of mad at NORE for taking it down, but I want to see what would have happened. Like how would they been able to swing it? Right, the black community would have been able to swing it had he not said anything about George Floyd.
That was his biggest fuck up.
That's all they took out of that was George Floyd. He was dropping gems in there. He told you how to hold control.
Wait, let him finish, y'all. He just came in. Y'all let him come in.
Brother. Listen, I'm telling you though. That's the point I'm making though. I want to see what the black. You hear what I said? The black community right now. The black community is up in arms because of what he said about George Floyd. They don't care about nothing else that he said in the interview. What I'm saying is, I want to see how they would have been able to swing it, making him take that interview down. If he didn't say anything about George Floyd?
Yo, Kyle.
Right? And then
go ahead. Hey, let him get off. Let him get off.
And then two, right? The thing about it is, if when you interviewing somebody, you're not in control of their thoughts. So you saw the interview before you put it out anyway. Nobody just puts out interviews like that unless it's live, and their interviews ain't live. So if you had a problem with it from the beginning, you shouldn't even, you know what I'm saying? Or you kind of already said like that you didn't agree with him when he said it. Like he was like, nah, let's not, you know what I mean? So he already said he didn't agree with him, right? So you can say you don't agree with somebody and they can still keep their stuff together.
Yeah, the George Floyd comment is my only issue in anything Kanye had to say, because I'm not sure what his comments on George Floyd, I'm not sure what they meant. It's almost like he said it just to say it, like, oh, I got inside information. So if he was on fentanyl, nigga, it don't fucking matter. It don't fucking matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, if cops come kill me right now and they do a toxicology report, they're gonna find THC in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't really understand his whole stance of, oh, the knee wasn't on the neck and he was on fentanyl. Like, nigga, so what? You said that to say what?
I'm gonna take it like I took that like this. That's why I said sometimes Kanye, he be spot on. And then sometimes you might think like, damn, this nigga on some bullshit. But I always look out when I listen to people talk and I really, you know, try to get the gist of what they saying. And a man of his, you know, intelligent nature, like I try to dig a little deeper and say, well, this nigga, he was touching on such gems. Why would he say something so far-fetched like that to make it seem like he would stand in the way of his own subject matter? Like, why would he want to discredit his own self? So I had to dig a little deeper. Maybe he was just trying to send a message like, everything ain't what y'all think it is and what y'all see. It's really more to this. Like, because again, remember, Kanye West, he got front row seats to all the fuckery in the industry and all the ugliness, the good, bad, and the ugly to the industry that we will never see. Like, he see the behind the door, you know, shit that go on. We don't see. So everything is not spoken directly. Some of this shit you gotta really just like uncover with a fine eye, like
little gems.
Right. Hey, Black Lives Matter took 100 million. They didn't give the communities nothing. So I mean,
hey, Fred and Fresh is in the back. He said he's ready.
Yeah. Okay.
You sure, nigga?
Go ahead, Ant. He keep on going in and out. What's up, Ant?
Yeah, man. Shit, my motherfucking audio was tripping. But look, bro, I'm gonna call it like I said. You know, I look. I ain't gonna mention their names because I know mentioning their name can get, you know what I'm saying, your YouTube demonetized, all that dumbass shit. But the 6 points, the goddamn small hats, whatever you want to call them, because people so scared of them. Black folk, we claim we so gangster, we so hard, but we know who write the checks for a lot of us motherfuckers besides Fred. And until we really build some shit and really be serious, even people like Kanye who make billions, it's almost like he $1 billion slave to a certain degree. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because why the fuck you just can't speak 100% how you feel and own your image? Because people say that he don't even, you know what I'm saying, like pay himself, like somebody else is still paying him at the very, very top. And I thought he owned the rights to his shoe. He don't. If you look it up, he don't. So it's mind-blowing how he talk about them people, which is the small hats. People call it the power that be. If you listen to 90s rap and shit, they were talking about the small hats because they run hip hop. They run your grocery stores. You know, the grocery store Snooks, it's ran by a small hat. Walmart, small hat. Majority of the shit you see, all the banks, the $140-something million that got taken out of the Chase Bank that they kicked Kanye out of, they run the banking systems. Now I talk like this, and y'all call me conspiracy theorist, but this is just all facts, no emotion. You understand what I'm saying?
That's facts.
And I just wonder, when are we gonna stop being little children and actually being grown ass adults and doing something about this? Because they're only 3% of the population, but they control damn near 100% of the black community. How does that work? And how do they go to Africa and they don't have no muscles, they don't have no army, but somehow through, I guess, Bible scriptures, because they say you're supposed to bow down to these people that are from the small hat land, which y'all know what that is, and people just follow suit. They get billions of dollars a year in welfare from all over the world. That's how they stay in power. People feel sorry for them for whatever reason. And they always tell you never again. But then when it comes to us, you can put us on Love and Hip Hop. We fighting each other. We hurting each other. And guess who control that? The small hat. Benzino said it before. I know this is way off topic, but Benzino got blackballed by that little industry because he had said, why you want me fighting my wife on this show just so y'all can get some views and get some money? And he was about to fight the small hat director that was in the background. They I don't know why they showed that, but they showed that, and I was like, oh, okay. So they the puppet master behind black folks. We the
Kanye told you that in the interview. He told you how they control.
But this the thing. Do we have an army behind them though? He's saying it, but our own people throwing them under the bus like, nigga, you retarded. Crazy. We're talking about them. You gonna lose your money.
And they did exactly what them people knew they was gonna do. See, they got them. See, look, they got them in groupthink. Right. We the outliers. The outliers is over here. The group thinkers are all these dudes with all the smoke, drink champs, all these platforms they got, Breakfast Club, you know, because guess what's gonna happen, Aunt Fresh? When election time come around, they gonna run certain people out there for them to buy. And they gonna buy them niggas. And they gonna basically do exactly what they told. Get on plantation politics and get in line and tell people to go do this. This is get you this, which ain't gonna get us nothing.
But we need the black party though. But we need a black party, no Republican, no Democrat. We need a black. My bad.
Grave digger, the George Floyd comment. Aunt Fresh, you got to mute. You got two windows open. Aunt Fresh, close one. Yeah. The George Floyd comments were thrown into to take the pressure off the Jew comments. The Jew comments is the real reason the video was taken down. I agree. I couldn't agree with you more, man. Let me take this Tavion out. Yeah, you're right. I couldn't agree with you more, dog. Deacon, you ain't said nothing in a while. Go ahead.
No, I'll just get ready to say I'm finna fall back and just listen to y'all. Mm-hmm. You know, and I appreciate you for allowing me to get off a little bit. I'll probably come back in a little bit later.
All right. Hey, Deacon. Thanks, Deacon.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Dick.
Yes, sir.
Have a great week, big dog.
You too, man. All y'all, bro. Love and peace.
Fred, man, you spoke on this months ago. The powers that be, it's all happening.
Yeah, man. I'm telling y'all, Al Haymon did his best to do the same thing to me, man. All these fighters
on a lower scale.
Yeah, on a lower scale. It's just one entity in the world. Kanye is a 100 times bigger voice than I could ever be. It's the same thing. That's why I'm sitting there. I'm not triggered by it. I'm like, wow, it's the same thing.
You know what's funny about it, Fred?
Brothers' backs. Yes.
You know what's funny about it, Fred and Il? Yesterday we was talking about Wilder being able to talk like he talked and walk like he walked, right? Wilder is a visible demonstration of that in physical form with the physical power, right?
Right.
But what Fred was saying last night is he gonna walk alone.
Yeah.
They not gonna walk with him.
Oh,
you see?
Hold on.
Just like Wilder walk alone, they gonna do the same thing with Kanye. But Kanye got all these quote unquote billionaire friends, right? Jay just dropped the album, the record, God did or whatever. How many billionaires I got, da 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 da, right? All this old goofy stuff, right? Right? So the cocaine rap, right? That the people let him sell. Them people let him sell the cocaine rap to us.
Right.
But hey,
but then once he said something about them people on 444, they was like, hold on, you can't say that, right?
Right.
Hey,
it's a flip.
Hey, KP, let me tell you something though. Let me tell you something about these guys like Wilder and these guys like Kanye. Well, how Kanye presents himself. They ain't in it alone, right? They believe their Lord and Savior is with them. And when you're dealing with somebody who is religious, man, listen, walk through a burning building.
Wilder been throwing gems out there too. He's giving pointers out there without giving pointers.
Yeah. He's throwing a wide net right now.
Yeah, he's throwing pointers out there.
Fred, drop that link again. Drop the link again.
He's giving guys gems. He said the little guys can't talk because they still under the masters. They owe these guys advances and stuff like that. They're under these guys. They're in debt with these guys. They can't speak like Wilder. Wilder can retire right now and be good. Like he don't need boxing. He keeps saying that, and he's throwing gems out there, but people ain't really picking it up.
Hey, L, remember I said this yesterday? The difference between Wilder, Haney, and Spence. Their father is right there, right?
That's a fact.
And what did Kanye say about the removal of God? And then he said the Father. He said that. Yeah. So look, it's a correlation when you see the quote unquote mental midgets of guys that don't get to progress through that, where they don't get a mentor or some man that's able to help them develop that masculinity and manhood, right? Like Floyd Mayweather's a 45-year-old man that still acts as if he's like NBA YoungBoy's age.
Exactly, and it's very simple, man. When if I'm a predator, right, and I'm a predator, and I'm looking to mislead people, right, I'm looking for a certain type of mentality. I'm looking for a weak mentality. Usually, it's very easy to identify that. I can easily know a kid or even a grown man that didn't get raised with his father. I can see his bearings. He's not standing on solid ground. Why? Because he's still trying to find his way in the world. Because even though he's a grown man physically, you can see that mentally he's not comfortable where he positioned at in life and in the world in general. And I'm gonna go back to something Aunt Fresh said earlier, touching on the bank system. Man, you spoke. That's true. And Fred, we talked about this years ago when we was talking about the banking system. Man, these motherfuckers that's so-called billionaires, that's monopoly money they playing with, man. That's a number, homie. Look, anytime you gotta call a bank to go get your own money, it's not yours.
Facts.
It is not your money, dude. Point blank, period. And whenever they can seize your money, nigga, it's not yours. Why do you think? Listen, look, we all hear it. Follow the money, man. Follow the money. Listen, what do these people do? What do the wealthy men of America do? I'm gonna say people that's not even black. I'm talking about Jews.
I do.
What do they do?
Now. Go ahead. Yeah.
Remember that? Look, what do they do with their money? They convert their money into commodities, into real value.
Real value.
That's a fucking number, man. That's monopoly money, man. These niggas out here talking about bragging that they billionaires. But you don't have no power. Nigga, you poor, nigga. You ain't got no... These niggas is clowns, man.
With no power, right, Mr. Fuller? You up, and then we'll go Blu-ray.
Hey,
What's up?
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Mr. Fuller, Dr. Fuller.
Oh, so who got power then? How would you gain power?
You gain power by having the numbers. You have to have the masses of people, not in totality, but you need a strong 300, like the movie 300. You have to have a strong base, because if you don't, you one person against a whole entity, you gonna fall, and then nobody else is there to help you. It's just like with Malcolm X. Malcolm X was great, but we need a 20,000 Malcolm X's.
Right.
We do.
So if you go buy 2 houses right now, right, and you're a single entity, you're dealing with 2 hard money lenders, you're dealing with people with access to hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. You're just little old you. How do you gain power from them type of people? That's the masses within the real estate market. How would you gain that type? How would you gain the power? You're black. So when you go into a lender and you say, okay, you show your ID, all your stuff can match up just like the other person that's white. You're still gonna get decline and they're going to get approved over that, and it's going to be the color of your skin. There's no way for you to prove it though. So how do you do that? That's power. How do you control power?
Well, you got to take it. You can't give in.
Power is never given. You have to take that. I think Ant Fresh made a good point when he talked about Sparta.
I got that.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Now I was gonna say, remember that guy? He took the white dude in there with him, and the dude he got approved for. Remember that back in the day?
You talking about the movie The Banker?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The Banker with Samuel L. Jackson, and they showed how
that
went down.
Hey, it's way smarter to do that. Just than deal with the headache of trying to fight against them, because you'll never win the fight. Because as soon as you go with your own people, then somebody gonna fuck up on your own squad. You can't go in there with no black people. Somebody gonna fuck up.
And let me tell you where the small hats really got us by the balls right now. We got so many coons, and what I mean by coons, I'm talking about people who directly and intentionally seek to get us confused and bamboozled, and they take up time, attention, and space.
Al Haymon,
you can take up,
all these
Al
motherfuckers.
Haymon's a big one. He's a huge one because he's doing all this behind the scenes work, so to speak, but he don't show his face and speak and talk. But he got everybody saying his name, but we don't have no power base. Like, yeah, you giving out money to people, but like Fred said, the money drying up. They ain't even got the dates no more.
That's the same thing the music industry do with the people. It's the same system. Same people running the same systems, bro.
Can we get Dr. Fuller off? Because we got to get Blu-ray in as well. Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead, Doc.
Let Blu-ray go, man. I'm just listening in.
Okay, go ahead.
No
Blue.
comment.
Welcome back, Blue.
No, I'm just basically listening, man, enjoying the conversation, man. But because I only been listening for about the last 10 minutes, but I knew you was gonna be on this, Fred. I knew Fred was gonna get on it, but because we be on the same page. But I just been enjoying what I'm hearing. And
yeah, y'all some smart son of a biscuits, man. I tell y'all that.
And in my opinion, I'm just frustrated at how black people have an issue with Kanye. I like for the life of me, I can't understand it. Now, true enough, when Kanye came out with the White Lives Matter shirts, even me, who backs Kanye, I'm a conservative, I question why, but I didn't judge him. I waited till he explained why he did it, and then when he explained it, to me, it only made sense because this is a black man that, even though there might be trigger words for whoever, right? White Lives Matter. It might be trigger words for whoever. But at the end of the day, he's talking about the money transfer back into the black community, and that's his underlying message. So he said, well, let me create a shirt that when white people buy, it's going back into a black man's pocket. But we go to grocery stores every day, buy cars, like one of the brothers was just saying, go to the lenders and get our houses, and they got the whole money game monopolized, and it's going out of our community back into somebody else's hand. But you got a black man created something to show y'all, hey, they pimp us every day, even with the music. They put out all this toxic music, and then the little rapper might buy a Bentley and buy a few chains and support his family, but it's not doing nothing for the masses, because when you think about the effect that it has on our community for the young men that don't have any fathers, and for the young women that don't have positive fathers in their life, and they don't get to filter the music and really, really cultivate the actions of their children, then it affects the kids because the music is their outlet. And some people might be spiritual. I'm not gonna go too deep, but you have to watch. Sometimes if you're not mature enough, You got to watch what you watch. You got to watch what you listen to, etc. Like me, if my son hears a rap song, I'm there to filter everything that's said so he can understand, what's entertainment from what's real life. Some people don't have a positive father and somebody there that's a living example to show their kids what a real man is and groom them into being a real man or a real woman. You see what I'm saying? So the music is affecting some people. It might not affect you, but some people be like, well, you weak. Well, everybody don't have
not the same.
Everybody don't have the same mental capacity to handle. That's just like me. I work out, right? I can do 1,000 push-ups. Everybody can't handle that. You see what I'm saying? So I think what one of our issues is, like, we put our personal conviction on everybody. You can't do that.
That's ego, though. Always remember, that's ego. That's just ego.
Yeah, but even with the fact of it being ego, I think there has to be a level of empathy when somebody's not on your level.
Good point.
Because everybody, it's like a famous saying, right? And I don't want to keep going too long, but it's like everybody say this: you have not walked a mile in my shoes. I think Mr. Fuller was in the service. I think I've heard him say that several times, right?
Yes.
Okay, guess what? I haven't walked in his shoes. I think he was in the service for 20 plus years. The average man probably can't deal with the things that man had to deal with and go through. He might not be able to deal with the things I went through. So we all have to. First of all, as men, we all got to stop attacking each other. That's number one. We got to lead with love. We got a level of empathy to understand each other. There's nothing wrong with friendly competition, none of that. But I think that men, we like somebody just said, we let our ego ease God out and get too full that we don't have any love and generosity and empathy towards each other. So I'm gonna end right.
Great talking points, Blu-ray, man. I enjoyed that, man. That's true.
Shout out to Blu-ray, man. Eventually, I want to just be able to hit 20 push-ups. You know what I mean?
Real shit.
And I just want to give some inspiration to us. A lot of us, we feel down when we look at and see our own community and we think that everybody hurting. We ain't all hurting, man. It's a lot of us really doing some really positive and great things out here. It's just that when you look at how the small hats back in the 1930s, there was more of them in ghettos than us. Let me say this one more time. The small hats in the 1930s, you can look this information up for yourself. They were in the ghettos. They were in the projects. Black folks had their own neighborhoods and a whole bunch more shit. We was the less in prison. We weren't the most in jail. It was more white folks in jail than black people back then. But this the thing. Jewish people, well, them small hats, they got smart. They got their own state in 1943. And then right after that, they just flourished because they said, never again, we going to put our money together. We're going to buy banks. We're going to give out loans to our own. We're going to practice group economics at a very high level, extreme level. We're going to get our own grocery stores, our own everything. And it's worked to a T. They learned the real estate game to a high level. And now they don't have to worry about nothing. You don't never see no small hat in the street with a sign saying, feed me, feed me. You'll never see it. Because if they even see that, they don't care how dirty you are. Listen, y'all, they don't care how dirty. They don't care if you a crackhead and you a small. They see they own. Get your ass in this car right now. Let me fix you up. Let's get you a shower and get you your own grocery store. Get you in your own corner store. Ourselves. That's the truth, man.
Hey, I'm gonna share with y'all a story real quick. About you talk about a small hat. I'm gonna share y'all a story, man. It's a true story. Word to my son, man. I was about 15 this summer, man. I was in this when I went out to Indiana to go spend some time with my papa and my step grandmother. We traveled the United States, a good portion of the Midwest and shit. And it was raining. It was raining one day, man. And there was a dude on the side of the road hitchhiking. And my papa, he was, he was like a gypsy kind of dude. They traveled all the whole country multiple times, went to all the national parks. Man, I've been all around this country as a kid with them, man. Like, that's why I said, like, this, And when I say I actually been in the KKK, like right there in the boondocks with them, because my step grandmother, her two brothers was part of the KKK. So we went out to the boondocks, visited, and it was just like a fucking community of just KKK members though. But they didn't fuck with us because of my step grandmother and her sister. Like, you know, they called us niggas and shit. Like the kids, when they seen me and my brother, they called us niggas and shit. And you know, my grandma was like, "Fuck y'all, shut up." But anyways, we picked this dude up on the side of the road, man. You know, he had the little small hat on. He looked like a bum, man, and he had a backpack. And he asked my grandfather, he said, hey, I need a ride. My grandma, come on, man, get in. Man, this dude came right in the back seat, sat right there, because we had like a little bed in the back of the Astro van. The seats was taken out, because that's where we would sleep at. And he came and sat next to me. And the nigga just opened up his backpack. Guess what was in the backpack?
$1 million.
Close to it. I promise you, this nigga had folds of money. Like this nigga had stacks of money like this, just all in the backpack. And he just opened the backpack, didn't give attention to nothing or nobody. So I tapped my papa. I'm like, look at this nigga. My papa was like, don't say nothing. And he was like, drop me off right here. We went to we was in Indiana. We was going to Michigan. When we got to the state line, it was another fucking van waiting right there. And he said, drop me off right here. And he gave my papa a stack. And my papa said, you don't have to give me nothing. When that dude got out the car, I asked my papa, I said, man, why you didn't take his money, man? We could have got all that money. He said if we would have got that money, he would have had somebody kill us, man. That shit fucked my mind up, man, when I seen that. And I noticed, like, man, these people really got wealth. This dude was on the side of the road hitchhiking with a potty. He at least had 150 bands, 200 bands on him, man. Shit fucked me up. But I just wanted to share that story because when he
that was a dope story.
It was
and they playing chess. That's all. Man. They playing chess, bro. That's all. That's all. See, us, we think as black men, like being aggressive wins. It's not. It's about thinking, and they think for us, and they think the next 5 and 10 steps ahead. Meaning, in the next 10 years, they already got the next 10 years of our life planned out. A lot of us, not Fred. Fred, not you. This ain't about you because you mastered yourself. You mastered your existence. A lot of us, we gotta learn how to master our own existence and get on the type of time that Fred is on. And the reason why I say that because if we had 100,000 Fred, we wouldn't be in this situation. Just keeping it real. Go through the hard shit that we don't want to go through, figure shit out, help each other along the way, and then we'll be straight. But we act like that.
So why are people mad at the masses then if they control the narrative because they put the work in to do whatever?
It ain't the man. It's just the top 3%. It's just the top 3%. Of course, Asians, not hating on Asians, but they right up under the small hats, meaning they got their flow down. They got their grocery stores, a lot of things together as well. But when it comes to the smart, they doing it at a supreme level because they quiet, they behind the scenes. And
they also don't have the same hate. They also the same level of hate because when we had our shit moving and grooving,
right?
You understand what I'm saying? They fucked our shit up. They ain't gonna fucking with them Jews like that. You know what I'm saying? That is true. And that's the point I'm trying to make to everybody. Like, we've been through some shit as a black community, but we have to rise together and do this shit again. You know what I'm saying?
Just like the 1910s in Harlem, where Fred is originally from. In Harlem, they had over 300 businesses. Listen, what I'm telling y'all, 300.
Hey, I got you, and I feel everything. I feel everything y'all saying and laying down. The issue that we have in today is how can you build when your counterpart is basically practicing white supremacy? See, this is what people don't want to talk about. I'm about to hit you with the shit for real. So if somebody that's your opposite is supposed to be on your team, but they not playing on your team, they not on your team, right? So like the brothers can't have one side where we kill everybody in the community, and then the sisters abort everybody. The shit don't work. You can't get nothing out of that. Everybody dead. Everybody dead. So we watching people kill the kids before they get here, and then when the kids do get here, they kill them on the street corner after listening to the mumble rap, right? Like, so, like, you can't. How can you build a community, and then those are the people that's behind the labels that's pushing the shit? So that goes back to Michael Fuller's point. Michael Fuller ain't even got to say the shit. That's the community that's pushing the shit to you, telling you, go ahead, this is good. Kanye comes out and says, hey, we want whole families. Kanye never did the murder rap, the gang rap. Kanye never did it, right? Kanye, college dropout, quote unquote subconscious or somewhat of a conscious rapper because he was doing rap with Common when he first came out, right? B and all of that and all these with he was doing all this type of stuff with Talib Kweli, all them, right? Most Def, right?
Most Def.
So you got all of that coming in with Kanye, right? He becomes the billionaire. He talks against quote unquote left wing politics, and then he gets canceled. And then all the Negroes say, "No, we don't want him either. Cancel him. Take the interview down." He's sharing the truth with the people, and the people are like, "Nah, we don't want the truth." See, look, I'm gonna say something that's controversial, and niggas might not like this. That's why I believe Jesus was black, because niggas would have killed him. Niggas would have killed him. That's how niggas work.
Bro,
I'm
niggas
sorry.
Destroy everything, bro.
But I gotta correct you, brother. I don't even believe that. Y'all, I'm gonna tell you why I don't believe that, man. My granny used to tell me, bro, we used to wake up early in the morning and we would put, you know what I'm saying, soap and water in a bucket and a sponge and be straight scrubbing concrete early in the morning together. In the inner cities, this stuff happened every single day. People would support one another, look out for one another. I don't think we just destroy one. I think that's because of the rap music that we listen to and all the news that we consume of us dying and getting shot and stuff. That's why we think like that, bro. It wasn't always like this, though. It wasn't always.
I'm gonna say something, man.
Hold on, real quick.
I know,
hold on, bro. My grandparents was married, bro, for 75 years, bro. Like when I came onto this earth, my grandparents was married for 75 years, bro. 1922. That's when my grandfather was born. He's from like Oklahoma. My grandma is from Texas, bro. I had the biggest, most loving family, bro, of all time. My grandpa used to tell me all the time, stay away from niggas, bro. And he was, bro, for years. You know what I'm saying? All real estate, everything. He used to preach to me, stay away from niggas, bro. And he used to say, you know, trouble's easy to get into and hard to get out of. Every time I deal with niggas, bro, it's always a problem.
I'm gonna say something, man, because somebody being real quiet, man, and I think he just gathering information, man. I want to hear what you got to say, Mike, man, because I know you processing right now. What you got on this, Mike?
Well, I mean, it's, you know, it's hard to say it. I'll just ask this question. Someone was talking about how obviously they run the music industry, the bank systems, things of that nature. But not only that, the United States the government pays them something like $10 million a day.
Yes,
they send $10 million a day to Israel. That's at a minimum. That's budgeted, right? And you got to ask yourself, you know, why is that? Why is that? Why does that happen? They got a secret, and they're getting paid to keep it hushed.
Mm.
That's not what's going to change though. The secret. What if we find out the secret? How are we going to change the system?
The secret is
how do we come with our own stuff?
The secret is who you are, your identity.
The original Jews.
Hey, because Mike, what he did say in that, he kept saying black to make an emphasis on black. Black is not a nation. You can never be attributed to a nation with a color. You could never be. So basically what he's saying, was them people is a country and a nation behind it. Black has no nation behind it. It's just just ambivalence. Don't mean nothing.
Did he say blacks are Jews though? Didn't he kept saying that after he kept saying he's like blacks are Jews, blacks are Jews?
No, he did say that.
He did.
I wonder was it on some Hebrew Israelite type stuff, or was it just on him doing his own research and figuring that out for himself?
He's saying blacks are Jews, blacks are powerful, just like Jews.
Hebrew Israelite tip. No, it wasn't on that.
Okay.
I'm gonna give y'all my take on what I've always, not always, but just what I formulated, and to make sense, of all this, especially as it pertains to being black and being in the state that we are in all over the world. Now, I know for a fact the first person created was a black man, and it wasn't because.
How you know that?
Hold on, watch this. It wasn't because God favored black men over anybody. It just makes sense from the color spectrum. Watch this. If you believe in the Bible itself says everything, all that space that encompassed earth, it was dark. God had to use his Holy Spirit, his active force, to shine light through. So he had to use his own power in order to get through what was original, which is black. Now, it makes sense that the first man had to be black because, and it was his purpose to have a multitude of people, because God is a God of variety. That's why we got all these colors. We got all these different, shapes, sizes. Like he's a God of variety. He's not a simple God like that. And he's equal. Now, understand this. Those people that first inhabited the earth, right? That the first kingdom of the earth, the ones who first decided to go against God, I believe were black people. And I believe that we are still, I don't like to say cursed, but when God speaks, when words go forth out of his mouth, those words can't come back to him without failure. They have to prove true. Like I've always wondered why, how did this person just fall into money? Like, how did they family fall into money? Well, you got to remember, God said he blessed certain people. He blessed their seeds. He said your seeds are going to be, blessed because of your actions. Now, these people must have been descendants of these. They must have been seeds of these people that he blessed. Now, he also, people like to say cursed. He also cursed individuals. And he said, your descendants will be cursed because of your actions. Man, I just think that we are just descendants of cursed individuals.
Hey, bro.
That's what I believe.
Bro, I totally disagree with that. And the reason I disagree with that is because,
man, me too.
Like my brother Fresh was talking about, when you go look about the 1930s, bro, this is after slavery, bro. We had our own cities, we had our own business, our own bus lines from the 1930s, even with racism to the 1960s, bro. We were thriving. We didn't start really going downhill until we integrated.
And that's what fucked us up. Listen to this, y'all. I know this is gonna sound crazy. If we would have stayed segregated, of course we would have still had riots. You would have still had white people lying in newspapers, because newspapers was the modern day media, CNN and every goddamn thing else, Fox News from back in the day. They make up a lie about a black boy raping or molesting or touching some white woman at some burger joint or at the jukebox shop or whatever. And then white folks, because they're already ready to do something, let's go hang them, let's get them, let's hang this. So like it would have always been race riots and stuff would have happened. But guess what? We would have kept our likeness, our image, our patents, our ownership of everything. You understand? Our copyrights and stuff. We weren't as dumb as people make us out to be. I think we were smarter back then. I'm gonna tell you another thing too.
Right.
We were better fighters. Listen. Listen. We were better fighters. Want to know how? My grandma and them said they used to walk miles and miles and miles and miles and miles just so they can have their pride. Now, shit, we ain't got no pride. We getting on our knees doing damn near anything for these white folks. But we'll go on social media, on this YouTube platform, play like you so hard, play like you so gangster. You only gangster with your own. When it comes to that white man, a lot of people fold. And that white woman, you weak for the white one. You want access to have sex with the white one. A lot of us are like that. But when I talk like this, niggas get mad because they know deep down inside you still have so much undeniable, just a sick type of love for them. It's constant dissonance on a whole nother level, but we didn't have that as much back then. I'm gonna tell you why, because they had their own. When you have your own, you have power. A lot of us don't even know what the fuck it's like to see a black grocery store, bro, and that's sickening and sad.
But hey, bro,
we gonna get it back. We gonna get it back, y'all. We gonna get it back.
No, they lived by it though. It was a different type of discipline.
King said, I apologize that I led my people into a burning house.
Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King.
Yeah, he woke up because he understands that integration. We got into their system, and so once we got into their system, they had a plan. It's just like, bro, listen, like, I really be like, people really don't be about that life, because if we really talk about making change, then we gotta get rid of all our credit cards. We gotta move out our big fancy house and go to a mobile home. Like, we got to get out the system, but everybody not gonna be ready to sacrifice and get all the way out the system. So
great point.
Until then, we just talking, bro, and that's just me being 100. We just talking.
That's a fact.
One thing I love that Kanye did, and I don't know if y'all paid attention on the interview, like every time they poured him a drink, he wouldn't drink nothing but Douce because Jay-Z owned it. You know what I'm saying? So he was showing people that, yo, I'm not supporting nobody that ain't black. People miss that. Even with alcohol, he said, I'm not drinking no alcohol unless it's Douce, because that's a black man's alcohol. And even when watching the interview, I drink from time to time. That kind of convicted me. I say, you know what, Kanye, I appreciate that. You inspire me to make sure that if I do decide to drink, if it ain't black on, I ain't drinking. And try to, and so he was just telling us, yo, if we're going to support anybody, we need to find as many black-owned companies as we can and support them. But watch this. We already know what people going to say. Well, black people price is too high and they don't do good business.
Bullshit.
No, I'm just saying.
No. I'm with you, brother. I'm just saying, just the thought of that is just bullshit, because we love designer. Balenciaga, Dior. You know, come on, man.
Do y'all remember when Jim Brown was talking about black enterprise?
Yes, I remember that, yes.
But nobody wanted to do that, though. No athlete wanted to do that at the time. You know, I think it was, who was it? Jackie Joyner Kersey he was talking to, and she vehemently, you know, shot down the idea and you know, the project that he was trying to, you know, get off the ground. Like,
man, they gave $100 million to Black Lives Matter and they took the money. That was the chance right there. That stuff dead, bro. It's time to.
But going back to Jim Brown, Jim Brown had a very high pride. A lot of the athletes, they have a pride when it comes to other athletes and competition, but when it comes to that white man, they want that white man putting that gold medal around my neck. I want that white man to slap me on my or slap me on the top of my head. I'm talking about the athlete. The athlete is very submissive to that old white man. It's always an old white man.
And that's why Dick Gregory always said, he said, you niggas try to anoint an athlete or an entertainer to be the voice of the black rising. Like he said, nigga, when have there ever been a black entertainer or athlete that spoke out and really did something for all progress as a whole? It's not gonna happen, especially today. These niggas make too much money, man. They are not gonna put nothing before that money, man. They're not gonna risk a check. These niggas is all bought and paid for. But when I said when I said what I said about us being in the lot that we are as black people, I just look at all the angles in which we are constantly attacked by each other, by the system, I'm talking about worldwide. This is black people worldwide. It's gotta look. I want the answer, man.
You know why?
I gotta have conversations with God, man, because I need the answer to this, man.
Well, you know why though? Can y'all hear me, Fred?
I hear
We
you,
hear
brother.
you clear.
Hey, you know why? Because us as black people, or us as people in general, we always put somebody, we praise them high above ourselves, and every time they're gonna let you down. That's why God said, "I'm a jealous God. Don't put no other God before me." And we're always praising shit we shouldn't be praising, and they let us down every time. And guess what we do? We follow the next idiot that does the same damn shit. Like drink champs. Who wants to listen to a bunch of guys sit there and drink liquor? That's what we're trying to get away from. We're trying to fix our people, not kill them. So some of these young men sit there, man. They'll sit down with their group of homies and sit down and drink and get drunk and become alcoholics and may do something stupid. Man, we got to quit freaking tuning into that shit. That's why I didn't even watch none of that interview. And I would say this too. What are we gonna do next month with the reparations rally that's gonna be in Washington, D.C.? Is something actually gonna happen, or a motherfucker just gonna be rallying for no reason? Because there's a big reparations rally that's happening next month in Washington, D.C. And I just wonder how many black folks gonna actually come out. Is it gonna be televised?
Hey, how do I address Birdman, bro? That was a good interview, bro. I respect.
How you doing?
If you go back,
I work here.
Everything.
Yeah, I'm Joe. I take care of all his buildings. I'm just sitting back on my boxing show.
Birdman, mute up, Birdman.
I run all his buildings.
Birdman, mute up.
Got him. Hey, that Kanye West interview was more important than that damn reparations rally for sure.
Big fan.
They gonna march for what?
What L was talking about.
Hey, Fred, people gotta understand his underlying message, bro. He stood on his 10. The average actor, celebrity, sports figure, they not gonna say the stuff that he been saying. And like he said, I'm willing to die about it. Everybody want to talk about reparations, standing up for the black people. But bro, if ain't no bloodshed, we not gonna make no movement. And niggas ain't ready to bleed, my nigga. And Kanye say, I die for it.
Here's what L was saying. I think when he was talking about he thinks that our people are cursed. I gotta agree with that, and this is in this way. This is why I agree with that. You don't see any culture of people who do not support and believe in and solidify their nuclear families that are blessed. You understand? What I'm saying is that every other group of people who are financially blessed and have some foothold economically, socially in this world believe in and support the nuclear family. 80% of black children are born to single parent homes in this country. Think about that. 8 out of 10, right? So you could say 75%, but 75-80% of our children are born to single parent homes. So the fact that our women are out of check, running around with this blonde hair in their head, won't even wear their natural hair, fingernails long. I mean, we just like KP was talking about. Every year we're aborting something like 300,000 black and brown babies every year in this country. Abortion. That's completely that type of thing. And that's you go back and you look in biblical references, it talks about how even the Hebrews of that time, the Jews of that time, they were doing sacrifices, child sacrifices to Molech, that demonic god that's talked about in the Old Testament. And we're reliving that whole thing again. These are the reasons why our people are cursed. Right? Because we're not
Mr. Fuller,
we're not doing things good.
But Mr. Fuller, is that us being cursed or us lacking accountability?
I'm saying, yeah, of course, it's accountability, but I'm saying that there's a spiritual side to this.
Right?
It's a curse. It's a curse until we come out of the ways of our captives. We're gonna always be like this. Ain't no changing this, man.
You could do any.
But to be cursed doesn't mean have no hope, though. You gotta have faith, otherwise you might always let yourself go.
There's always hope, but there's no hope without repentance, without changing your actions. The things that we're doing right now, these are the things that are cursed. And here's the thing: it doesn't really matter what type of influence we have. It doesn't matter that people that are not from our communities are promoting this drill music or whatever these rappers are singing about or rapping about killing one another, how we treat our women, all that sort of thing. It doesn't really matter if that's being put out and that's being promoted. The fact is that we're acting and living on that. Our actions are living that out. And so based on our actions, that's how we're being, you reap what you sow. And that's why we're being why we're seeing the reality that we're seeing right now.
Yeah, but your actions come from your program. Your actions come from your program. If you have the right program, you gonna lead. If everybody in rap was talking about lead the family, do this and that, sure, even though it may not be fun to hear, quote unquote, but if our minds was made up that it was fun to hear, you would have more men leading in the household and sticking with they baby mother turning into a wife, into a family. But we don't talk like that. We think that's lame.
Because that doesn't sell. Because the people who run the music industry are not going to sell that. They're not going to produce that type of music. They're not going to distribute that type of music.
And watch this, to piggyback on that point and to make another point off of what I said earlier. Man, I believe with everything in me, man, that it's spiritual, man, because
definitely, without question,
it's something stronger than us. And I know for a fact, man, it's these demons, man, because they've been here the whole time. It's the same game. Look, we the only ones that's like it's like we're submitted to that. Like we're submitting to that spirit. Like on a massive level, we are the only ones that's we the only ones
mute up. You got an echo coming.
Yeah, somebody got an echo.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Hey, L, you're right. There's a book about that. It's called Prepare for Warfare. I got it. I read it twice.
But the Bible talk about it though. Like, because look, think about this, man. We the only ones that do it on a mass level. That if you just ask anybody, you can ask anybody around the world, what's the type of music that promotes violence and killing? Who are the group of people that promote this? You unanimously get everybody in the world say black people.
Here's the thing, though. It wasn't always like that, though, brother. It wasn't always like that. I'm old enough to know that it wasn't always like that. This is a development that's happened in the last 30 years. In the last 30 years, it started back in the late 80s, early 90s, and it's continued on. It's gotten worse and worse, more degrading and more degrading. So
I understand that. I understand that too, but before that, we dealt with another problem, and then before that, we was dealing with another problem.
There's been a constant attack through multiple vectors to bring about the demise of black people in this country. Now, the question is, you got to ask yourself, why? Why is that happening? Why has there been such an onslaught from the time we got here? Many say we got here in 1555 to this very day. Why has that been happening? And it comes down to the secret. So you look on the back of your dollar bill. The next time you want, look at the back of your dollar bill and look at that pyramid and look at the eye on top of that pyramid.
Yeah.
That pyramid is representative of Egypt. Egypt is representative of an economic system that was built off the backs of the Hebrews, of God's people, the subjugation of God's people. The economic system of this country is explained on the back of that dollar bill. And that's why I don't care how much you push for reparations, right? First of all, just to reparate the free labor, they got to pay $29 trillion. Okay, just to reparate the free labor. That's not the pain and suffering. That's not the murder, right? So that's all that other stuff. That's not all the other stuff, right, that you mentioned. That's not just the free labor alone is $29 trillion. Okay, so when it's all said and done, that's not going to happen. The repairs that we need to have right now is the repair of the nuclear family. We are not blessed because we're not following God's laws. That's it.
Thanks, Mike. Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike. Now that you say that part, that's the main cultural part. See, you cannot have a culture without family first. See, it's not a family when it's just, let's just say, the father and the kid, or the mother and the kid. That's not a family.
Right. Exactly.
Like people always say in black community, all I see is a bunch of single women with kids, and then the opposite of that is men that have wives live with their families. And like I told Fred about a month or two ago, I said women can't get protection from men that they're not married to. See, this is one thing that I know. Any man that I know that's married, if his wife is in my presence, I make sure I protect her if he's not around. And he do the same for me. Now, this is what I find with single women. They don't listen to shit you say until shit hit the fan. See, if shit hit the fan, then everybody want to listen. No, it don't work like that. No, you follow leadership or you get left behind. That's how shit work in real life. See, Michael Fuller was in the service. So if Michael Fuller came to me and said, hey, Mr. KP, this is what's about to happen. I need you to follow me. I'm going to follow him. He was in the service. Men know how to follow hierarchy very quick when it's time to get some shit done. For some reason, African-American women in America feel like that they can do shit out of order and make shit work.
But we know why, though. Come on, KP. We know why, brother. The highest push to feminism is right here in this country. Let's keep it a stack. And it teach the feminism that they teach here is extremism to anything that black man say. It's the devil. It's negative. You need to dominate your black man. And that's why we fucked up in the game is that. And this ain't on no Mansfield, no red pill shit. It's just on some real shit, bro. And what I see on a day-to-day basis. What I see on a day-to-day basis, man.
We are the only group of people whose women are like that. White men, if you spend some time in corporate America, bottom line, man, white women don't get out of hand with them dudes in them organizations. Even when they working right next to them. You understand? In corporate America, it's still a hierarchy. You know, it's visible. You understand?
It's all about value. My mama taught me about that. It's about value, man.
Wait, hold on, and fresh, and Mike. You know how you know that they follow them? Because when it was time to vote, they voted for who their husband voted for.
That's right.
And I'm gonna tell you another thing too. I'm gonna tell you another thing too. And I've always given this illustration when it pertains to black man and black woman, and then white man and white woman. I've always said this. I'm gonna just talk about it in the entertainment life and in the athletic field, right? Entertainment industry. Now, do you really fucking think white men don't cheat on their women as much as black men? We men. A man with that much money and that power, he fucking all kind of women. But this is the difference. You will never see a white woman tear her man down in public, especially if he's a public figure. You will never see that. I'm gonna tell you why. Understand this. When little Becky or Liz, whoever, when she is being courted by a rich white man of influence and power that has money, you know who sit down with her first?
Her father.
Her daddy. You know what he tell her? Listen, Becky, do you understand what you're doing by taking this man hand in marriage and giving your hand to him in marriage? He is a celebrity figure with a lot of money. You know he's gonna have a lot of women. You understand this, right? Yes, daddy, but it's not right. Shut up. He gonna give you kids and he gonna take care of you. You're gonna be financially set for life, and your kids are gonna be financially set for life. Don't ever decimate this man's character in the public eye, because you will directly affect his finances, which will directly affect your finances, and more importantly, it will directly affect my grandkids' finances for the rest of their life. He has that conversation with his daughter. You know who had a conversation with their daughter, with the black woman? You know who had that conversation when she's getting courted by a black man of influential status and celebrity status with money? Her mother. And you know what her dumbass mother or auntie or homegirl say? Oh, girl, take that nigga to the bank.
Yep, take him to
take that nigga to the bank. Now watch this. Understand this. Because of that influence, because of that fucked up mindset, and because of her pride, she'll say, man, I don't give a fuck about my kids, their well-being. I'm about to get this nigga. He cheat on me with another bitch. I'm getting this nigga. Now, at no point at all, I'm saying that a man should cheat on his woman and risk his family. I'm not saying that because I don't condone in that either. But it is what it is, especially in this world we living in today. It just shows you the fucked up mentality that we have on every level, man. I'm talking about the black man, the black woman. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. This is my personal opinion. I don't care what happened in the family, man. If a family fail, it's the father's fault.
Right. Because he the lead.
And I'm going to tell you this. My woman can do what the fuck she want to do. If she, look, Eve was a perfect woman, and look what she did. She was in a perfect world. She had a perfect husband. She had everything. She didn't have to wonder if God exists. They had a direct line of communication with him. She was a perfect woman in a perfect situation. I don't expect anything more from an imperfect woman in an imperfect situation who have to question if God exists. I don't expect nothing less from a woman. A woman might do, nigga, anything from A to Z, 0 to 100. She might be anywhere within that spectrum. I gotta do my job. As a man, we gotta do our job. As long as I do my job, God told me this. He gonna give me sufficient enough supply, knowledge, understanding, energy, and he gonna bless my efforts. Just do your job. He's gonna always feed the man that feed his family. He said he gonna feed the man that feed his family. I don't have to worry about what no women do. See, the reason why all women is acting the way they acting is because weak men. These niggas have allowed money to compromise their integrity as a man, to compromise their total existence as a man. Like, I don't even look at a lot of males as men no more.
I don't either.
I swear, I intentionally analyze with thought, and when I speak out on certain things, I intentionally identify certain things with certain words because I'm not giving people certain titles that don't deserve it. You're not a man in my eyes, nigga, if you walking around here acting like a boy. I don't care how many kids you got. Look, if a nigga don't take care of his kids, I don't respect him. As a man,
I can't be around him, bro. I can't be around him.
Because I can't trust him, nigga. You don't even take care of your own kids. Nigga, you would kill me or set me up. I don't trust you.
Hey, L, real quick, you kind of lost me when you say your woman can do whatever she want to do. What do you mean by that? Because I'm lost on that one.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna help you understand because watch this. No, watch this. Watch this. She's a free entity. I don't own my woman. I own her, but I don't own her. I don't lord over her actions. She has a free mind to do whatever it is that she want to do. If one day she want to say, oh, I don't want to be in this relationship no more, or whatever the case, it's going to hurt me because I want a family. I want my family to stay together as a unit. But I cannot. I've seen so many men. I've seen so many men allow the actions of women to totally take them off the path in which they should be on because they vagina worshipers. And women have become smart enough to know that I can manipulate this nigga actions. Come on, man. We all understand that women do some shit and you be like, man, what the fuck is she doing? But I've seen niggas stupid enough to let those actions guide their actions.
Right.
So I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, even though my woman is a free moral agent, she still just can't do what she want to do and continue.
Yeah, you gotta put your foot down. You gotta keep her to a certain degree.
I didn't say she can. I didn't say she can do what she want to do under my rulership. I didn't say that.
I'm not micromanaging nobody, no woman
at all.
But at the end of the day, you can't do what you. If you do certain things, you're not gonna be at my house. Period.
Right.
For sure, of course. That's already. Listen, in my household, that's already established. You know, I'm not gonna go into detail in that because if I even start speaking on that, niggas gonna be like, "Oh man, this nigga is a," you know,
they love to take control.
They gonna say, yeah, and see, I even had to check my mother. And I had to allow situations to occur and let her to see the light in other situations and say, "Oh, mama, you see why I do what I do. You see how because I understand women, man. When you understand women, you know how to handle and you become you know how to handle them. You become a better man. I've learned like this: just do my job. I'm trying to perfect my job. I respect it. If me doing my job, you know what's automatically engineered into me doing my job? My woman flourishing. Because that's the nature, that's the order of things. If I do my job, she gonna naturally submit.
Yep. But I'm gonna tell y'all this. The reason why black men having such a problem.
And put your closing remarks on top of what you're saying.
All right. Yeah. Well, pretty much like when it comes down to with the black man and the black woman, it's just about basic respect. The reason why we don't understand each other is because of basic respect. And once we get that line of respect, we won't have to have all the stuff that we got going on. So that's just basically what it is, man. Having that conversation.
That's actually biblical, man.
Appreciate you gonna go next, Mr. Foot. Appreciate you, Aunt Fresh.
Yeah, that's actually biblical what he's talking about. That Deuteronomy chapter 28. Read that, like 57. Start at verse 54. It talks about the relationship that men and women are going to have when you don't have the father in the home. The bottom line is two women don't get together well in the same. If they live, two grown women typically don't get along well living in the same house.
Right.
You know, that's when a daughter gets old enough, she begins to challenge her mother. You know, and so that there's natural friction that goes on there. When you have men, a lot of men that are raised by these women without the father there, they take on feminine tendencies. And so it's almost like the same thing. When a woman gets involved with a dude that has that feminine tendency, there is natural friction there. Yeah. Because two women can't live in the same house. He's got a feminine spirit about him. He doesn't have that ability to exercise his manhood in that relationship. Mm-hmm. And you know, and there's gonna be issues. There's gonna be issues because of that. But I think that's a natural thing. There's a lot to go into, man. And I won't even try to this is a deep subject. You can't even really scratch the surface.
We'll be back tomorrow.
You can't scratch the surface of this without getting spiritual about it, because that's what it really all comes down to. The things that we're experiencing right now, we're experiencing in the natural, but there's definitely spiritual foundations and background. There's a spiritual background to everything that we're experiencing. But let me say this. One of the things that guys were talking about is the role of sports figures, black sports figures in American society. And what I like, a lot of the roles that are acceptable, even if they seem to be masculine in American society, they always fit the paradigms that are associated with the slave tradition. And what I mean by that is this: when you look at black athletes, the black athlete is the modern day Mandingo. And when they used to have those fights, if you guys saw that scene in Django where those two black dudes were wrestling each other to the death inside of inside the dude's home. I guess it's Leonardo DiCaprio that was the slave.
Candyland.
That was the slaver, right? Okay. That aggression is very acceptable as long as it's directed to one another. You understand? Same thing in today's sports. As long as that aggression is directed towards one another, it's acceptable. But if you direct that towards someone other than like the folks who are paying to watch you do that, to be aggressive towards one another, you're gonna see a whole nother reality. Case in point, was what was it? Was the
Nat Turner? Nat Turner.
Well, okay, yeah. Well, here's I'm going with sports. I'm staying with sports. You remember that thing where Mouse in the Palace were?
Yep.
I think
Ron
Indiana
Artest. Ron Artest.
Steven Jackson, all them. You see what kind of stuff was levied when they took that aggression out into them stands against those Caucasian fans. A whole nother reality came about, completely changed those guys to trajectory of their career. And now, Steven Jackson, obviously he's playing a role right now because he's going into the hood talking about he's checking in with a bunch of gangbangers, right? Making all that money. So, I mean, the bottom line is that those type of images, that aggressive image, black male image that's allowed in sports, entertainment, it's all in accordance with that slave tradition where as long as your aggression is directed towards your fellow black or African-American man, then it's acceptable. But outside of that, you got a problem. So I don't think we should be confused by that as being a expression of manhood, because it's not. It's still going along with that same slave tradition. But I'll stop there. This is a deep topic, man. We got to talk about this again.
Very.
We got to talk about this again. No question.
Very.
All right.
Thank you for coming through, Doc. Yep. Thanks, Doc. Go ahead, Mr. Henderson, and we'll let Sev, go ahead.
It's my turn?
Yeah, you can give your closing remarks. I know you've been listening.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just want to say I agree with everything that Roundtable Talk, and thanks for having me back on, by the way, Fred. And,
easy.
And Roundtable Talk said a little while back. I agree with everything you said, and I just want to say that this attack on the family, on the nuclear family, it's not. Yes, the black people. It's an attack on the black community in America, but this is also something that's going on globally, and it's not. It's happening to everybody. It's happening to the whites. It's happening to the Mexicans. And let's stop using words like black and white, because at the end of the day, we're all people. And this attack is coming to all of us. And who is it coming from? It's coming from the 1%. The 1% that's in charge of the media, the music, the social media, the internet, so on and so forth. This is the same 1% that handed down these religions to us. They're still around today. They didn't just, the people that tried to kill Jesus didn't just disappear. Their descendants are still here, and they're carrying out the same the plan, and basically what I want to say is, the black community has their hired guns from the 1% that are designed to infiltrate and brainwash and destroy them, such as guys like Jay-Z, so on and so forth. The white community has the same. The Asian community has the same. The Armenian community. Look, I'm Armenian. You turn on the Armenian channel, whether you're in Glendale, California, or Armenia, and all the hosts of every show, whether we're talking about the Weather Channel or some fucking bullshit talk show, are gay. Every single one. It's like you have to be gay to be an Armenian TV host of no matter what kind of show we're talking about, whether it's sports or what have you. Now, so when we talk about getting attacked, it's not just the black community, it's not just the Mexicans, it's not just the Armenians, it's everybody, and the 1% are deploying people from every kind. Like the black people have their enemies that are deployed by the 1%. The Armenians have their enemies that are infiltrating them and are deployed by the 1%. The Mexicans, same thing. It's all across the board, and that's what we have to be aware of, because they bank on us with fighting each other. If we fight with one another, then they could do whatever the fuck they want in the background. If we're busy arguing with each other about bullshit, about basic shit like black and white, then we cannot overpower them, because the truth is we're a lot more powerful than them. There's much more of us than the 1%, obviously, because they're just 1% of the whole fucking world. So they have to use things like media to control us. Before technology, before modern day media, it was religion. And look, I'm not saying there's no truth to organized religion, but all I'm saying is it was a technique and used by the 1% to control mass amounts of people.
All right, my God, can you wrap it up?
Just like the media, the modern day media is used to control mass amounts of people. So I just want to say that. And one last thing is, every great man has always had more than one woman. This fucking notion that men have to have one woman kind of fucking thing is, look, it's your own. But every great man throughout history until today has more than one woman. It's just now it's turned into something shameful, and that's something brand new. It's only been and fucking Disney movies and all that fucking bullshit have a lot to do with it. But that's it. Thank you once again for having me on, Fred. And you have one of the realest channels. Thank you.
Thank you, man. And go ahead, KP. You want to give your closing remarks?
I'm gonna say this as I close.
Yeah.
I just seen that Kanye supposedly bought a media platform today called Parler.
Good.
So I guess he about to put something into play. But at the end of the day, you know what you can't talk about. You can't talk about them people. You can't talk about these people with the I guess you can't say the alphabets anymore. You know what I'm saying? Your kids can't say the ABCs no more. And you can't talk about the 24 karat people. But you can talk about killing another black man. You can't talk about these women as B's, H's, and all of this. And they sell it right back to you and make them bob their head to it over beats.
Yeah.
So that's what they basically said today. Yes, you can talk about this. You cannot talk about that. And you can't ask about contracts and paperwork, right? But our people was talking about, oh, well, this dude ain't signed nobody to this kind of deal. He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do such and such. Well, why you think they got to praise him? You see what I'm saying? Why do you have to? Why was people worried about Lil Wayne when he couldn't put his album out, right? And you know what I'm saying? Nobody stood in the gap for him, but Rick Ross came out and said, "Oh man, Wayne should be able to, let his record go. Let his record out. Da 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 da." All that stuff came out because of paperwork. They tied him up in paperwork, and they keep doing it, and they tying up these other people in paperwork the same way. So that's why I believe some of them can't work together. When we was talking about that earlier, they can't work together because they tied up in paperwork, and they silenced themselves when they signed them contracts.
Right.
If you think they gotta say a dude's name in boxing every time they finish a fight, what you think they gotta do with them people, dog?
Right.
But that's what's my thought about it, And I'm not a quote unquote conspiracy theorist. You know how they try to shame people into believing things that they can see with their plain eyes. So it is what it is. That's the end of the day, man. That's my thoughts on it. We'll be back tomorrow.
Thank you for coming through, dog. Appreciate you, big homie. Go ahead, Al.
Man, salute to everybody. Salute to you, Fred, man, for
thank you.
Giving us a platform where we can discuss this, man. You made a transition into this panel style platform.
I like it.
I love it, man. You know what I mean? And like I learn something every day, man. That's why I tune in, because there's always some information that's being passed that I might not know about, and I can cross-reference. And it's just more to just pack into my brain, man. And we all got a voice here, and this is it's a small solution to the problem, but it's a step moving forward. It's multiple steps moving forward in the right direction, and man, we just got to keep doing what we're doing, man. I appreciate you, Fred. I I appreciate everybody listening in. I appreciate everybody on the panel, man. I see y'all tomorrow. Y'all brothers, take care. I love y'all,
Where are
man.
you now? Where are you tonight?
Shit, about to leave Tennessee, man. I gotta come back home, man. I've been shit. I probably got about 3 days just sitting, man, just waiting for a load, and between loads a day or two, cause it's been kind of slow on the weekend. My load got canceled out of Atlanta on Friday, and
so you waiting on a load from Tennessee so you come west?
Yeah, cause I took something from Atlanta to Tennessee, and now I'm in Tennessee, and I gotta go pick up a load. Actually, I'm about to head out in a couple of minutes, man, and hopefully this load ready. They said after midnight, and it's 12 o'clock. It's about to be 12 out here, so I'm about to hit this road, man. Cause shit, I'm ready to get back west, man.
And where you pick up the load at?
It's in Memphis somewhere in Memphis. I gotta look at the address.
Oh, and where you dropping it off at?
Oh, LA somewhere in LA.
Oh, okay, good. So you going back?
Yeah, I'm going straight back. You know what I mean? So
how long it take you? 2 days?
Yeah, it might take me 2 or 3 days, depending on how I drive, man. I pretty much drive to, if I can push, I'm gonna push, man. I try to push to the max, but depending on my sleep habit, my eating habit, sometimes I don't got the energy to go as far as I did yesterday, but I just do it as far as long as it's safe, and I can get to my destination on time. I got until Friday to get there, so I'm good. I ain't worried about it.
Okay. What okay, cool. How many hours can you drive straight at one time?
And like you gotta take every 8 hours, you gotta take a breaks, but you get what is it, 11 hours driving time every day.
Oh, okay. So you got 8 hours, you gotta take a 30-minute break.
Yeah, and then you got like 3 more hours you can drive. But it varies though, man, the way in which you take your breaks and how you do it,
Right.
You just gotta know how to manage that clock, man. But shout out to the South, man. It's a lot of good it's a lot of good eating joints out here, man.
Oh, you've been eating. Yeah.
It's beautiful out here, man. I haven't been out, I haven't been able to see the South as far as like driving in years, man, but it still is beautiful. Man, very good sights to see us alongside the freeway, off the freeway. It's just beautiful in the South, man, especially in Georgia, man. Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, them are beautiful states, man. Very green states, man. Forest and rich states, man. Yeah, so.
Well, drive safe, dog. Please.
Thank you, Fred. Appreciate you, brother.
All love, man.
Likewise, brother. Later.
Wait, peace, dog. Roland Curtis. Not just 75 to 80% single parent homes, but single mother homes. All through the Bible, God cursed people and nations by giving them women rulers and leaders. You can't fix 75 to 80% tragedy in 1 or 2 generations. That's scary to even think about that, Kyle. God damn. Get Tariq Nasheed on. I don't necessarily agree. I know Champion Hart agrees with Tariq Nasheed. I don't believe in these subgroups, man. I don't believe they have power. I root for them if they can be successful, but I don't think nothing's gonna come from FBA and ADOS, because you got to secure a politician. If you're going that route for reparations, you got to create a political pact. It's not going to be a museum. It's not going to be a movie. You have to secure a politician. And if you can't,
you remember the last.
What's up?
Hey, Fred. Remember the last time Champion Hart believed in some goddamn.
Oh, that's 750.
That was
750.
Yeah.
And I don't. People willfully giving them their money, so it's not like I can. Shit, he ain't robbing them. Like shit. I mean, they sending money, but I mean, shit. I have no. I don't believe in it though. I genuinely don't believe in it. If you're going, I'm going to repeat it again. If you going for reparations, you have to secure a politician. If you can't secure a politician, you're just making Tariq Nasheed rich and his pet projects. He may be a good guy, You know, I have no ill will towards him. I've never really researched him. I don't watch his lives. I'm subscribed to him, but I've never, I shouldn't say never, but I rarely listen to him, maybe once a year, if that, you know. So, oh, I subscribed to him from the Nipsey Hussle interview. That's what it was. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. But what's up, Kyle?
Has he did the school yet?
Have I did what?
You know, has he done his school yet?
Have I done his school yet?
You know, has he made his school? Remember he was supposed to make a school or something like that?
Oh, a museum. He said he bought something. He got $1 million. He said he bought something. I don't know how much it cost, but if he spent $1 million cash, he did his part. But he probably financed it and spent another $1 million. You know, you know, I would bet that he got a loan on it and he's living his best life with the people's money. And this is just a hypothesis. You know, I don't know. So yeah. I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. But that's it.
Well, Fred, I know you gotta get up early in the morning, man. So get your ass out of here, man.
This show is amazing. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I learned a lot tonight. I really did. I think I wanted to interject, but y'all was so intelligent. I just didn't say anything. Thank you guys for coming through, man. If you guys haven't watched Candace Owens' documentary, I suggest that you do. And you can correlate that to Kanye West, his comments, and make sense of it for yourself. You know, like I told y'all during COVID, George Floyd is not a hero. He's a victim. To me, he's a victim, and I think we need to treat him as such. I don't think he's a martyr. He's not Malcolm X. He's not Harriet Tubman. I think he's a victim, and I'll never tell my kids George Floyd is a hero. I'll say he was a victim that sparked, you know, what we did for 2 years, and we got nothing out of it. So, and at the end of the day, George Floyd family is happy. They got $27 million. It worked out for them. And I don't think he's a hero, though. I genuinely don't. Because I can't say him in the same breath of Martin Luther King. I can't. Malcolm X. I can't. It's more profitable in 2022 to be a George Floyd lover, but I can't do it. I think he's a victim. I think those cops deserve to be in prison. 9 minutes is 9 minutes too long. You know, it's just how I feel about the situation. And I say all this respectfully, not emotionless, but it just is what it is. You know, George Floyd was never on the front line advocating for black people. Yeah. So it started with the counterfeit $20 bill and ended with some overzealous police officers, some murderous police officers. So hopefully they enjoy their time in prison. And I believe everything played a part in it. The police, the drugs, the absolute power the police had, all that played a part in it. And may they do their time. I don't know how much time they get, Kyle. How much time did the police officer get? I think he deserves every bit of it, though. Do you know? 10 or 15 years, second degree murder. He deserves it. I'll be honest, he deserves it. So those are my thoughts on George Floyd. I ain't got no George Floyd picture in my house. No mural. Nah, I don't have that. Because I don't want my son or daughter to Google him and come back to me at 16 and be like, Dad. Nah, your mother and fathers are your heroes, man. You know. Dude, hopefully y'all understand where I'm coming from. Love y'all, man. This was an awesome show. Awesome show. I can't wait for tomorrow, dog. I'm excited for tomorrow's show. Yeah, man. Awesome show. Kyle, go on. Let me kick Kyle out. Love y'all, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Appreciate y'all.